Good evening po ha. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Okay, so nandito po tayo ngayon sa ating palatuntunan, Rico Haboy YouTube channel upang atin pong pag-aralan yung economics, right? Pero bago tayo tumungo ron, tignan po muna natin itong exchange rate, no? Which came from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, no? Tignan natin to. Okay. Yung ating peso against dollar is 49, no? 49 pesos and 90 centavos po against the US dollar. Bumaba na, no? Dati 50 plus 2 no? Yung Japan is Japanese yen 0.4535. Alright? Yung United Kingdom po, pound, yung GBP, ang kanya pong amount in terms of peso, no? 1 pound against peso is equivalent to 68 pesos and 38 centavos, no? Hong Kong po, Hong Kong dollar, 6 pesos, no? 6 pesos po yung Hong Kong dollar. Then Switzerland franc, it's 54. So it's 54 pesos, no? Canada, Canadian dollar is 39 pesos. Singaporean dollar is 36 pesos. Australian dollar is 36 pesos. Bahrain, ang pinakamalaki pala yung Bahrain, ano, is 132 pesos, no? Yung Saudi Arabia is only 13 pesos. Brunei, ano po yan, ano? Yung Bahrain po, dinar, which is 132 pesos. Saudi Arabian rial is 13 pesos. Bruneian dollar is 36 pesos. Indonesian rupiah is 0.0034. And Chinese yuan is 7 pesos. Alright. So, kung makikita po natin, ano, pinakamataas dito yung Bahrain dinar, no? Followed by the United Kingdom of Great Britain, and then by Switzerland, no? So actually po yung British pound dati, it amounts to 90 pesos per British pound, no? Because of the pandemic, kaya nagkaganito, humina po yung value because of this pandemic, no? Okay, so to start our discussion with economics, no? Now we're going to talk about economic concepts pertaining to the perspective of being a manager, no? And then aside from that, we're going to talk about the production possibility curve and the production possibility frontier, capital formation, and the economic growth. So we're going to discuss that. So what does it means, no? First of all, let's talk about economics now. If we're going to talk about economics, we're talking about, or it deals with the study of production, consumption, distribution, no? uh, of scarce resources to satisfy human wants. So that is what we meant by economics, no? Kasi when I tried to look and read some of the books from different authors of economic books, isa lang naman po yung pinapatungkulan nila na kung saan sila yung nagkakaisa at isang concept ang kanilang pinag-uusapan doon, yun ay walang iba kundi yung scarcity, choice, opportunity cost. Yun po yung kanilang pinag-uusapan dito sa when we talk about and tackle the concept of economics, no? And basically the two economic activities, no? Economic activities happening in every country is none other than, just always remember that it is production and consumption. Those are the two economic activities. All right? So here in this topic, we're going to discuss microeconomics, macroeconomics. Okay, we're going to deal with scarcity, economic problem, then choice and opportunity cost, production possibility curve, capital formulation or the capital formation, and the economic growth. All right, that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, the first is we've already discussed, no, with economics, which is a study which deals with the production, consumption, and distribution of scarce resources to satisfy human wants. No, actually, first of all, we all have, no, we must satisfy especially our needs. All right, the basic needs that we are referring is the food, shelter, and clothing, right? Okay. If you have any comment, you can just write it down dyan po sa ating comment section sa baba. Alright? And now, let's focus on what we call as, kasi for now, the economy of the Philippine Republic is still groping, no? Kasi nga, because of the pandemic that we have, because of the COVID-19, no, na nananalanta sa ngayon. So, the thing is, even though President Duterte can manage, no, the economic activity of our country, but the problem is talagang nagiging burdensome na to dahil nga nagiging burdensome siya because of the COVID-19, specifically when it mutated into what we call as Delta variant, no? Delta variant. So, dapat na maiaalat natin yung ating mga economic resources in terms of public service and infrastructure. So ngayon, nagkaroon tayo immediately ng allotment regarding the medical supplies and equipment to combat COVID-19. Right? But still, the economy is still fighting, no? For every semester, for every quarter of every fiscal year, no? We are still fighting the economy of the Republic of the Philippines. Actually nga, for the next year, 2022, the Department of Budget and Management already has an estimation which is, or which amounts to 5.024 trillion pesos. Yun po yung kanilang na estimate na budget. Then it is passed to the House of Representatives for further debate, no? Argumentation and debate. Then if that budget will be lessened or or will be added some more, no? Okay. So now let's talk about what are the divisions, no? What are the divisions within what we call as economics? Meron pong division yan, or they call it, some books, they call it as branches. Ayan po yung microeconomics at saka yung macroeconomics. Now, on my own experience, teaching economics for several years, no? Microeconomics focuses merely on the concept of market. No? It focuses on the concept of market in terms of relation to the economic resources, no? Or the factors of production and the firm. So that is what we meant by microeconomics, right? So when we talk about microeconomics, it pertains to the small unit, no? Small unit within the economy, right? So that's why I'm going to repeat, no, my own definition. This is my own definition that I have created for about several years of teaching economics. These are all based on my experience. Now, when we talk about microeconomics, it focuses on the concept of market, no? So within the market, no? So the market in relation to the economic resources or the factors of production in which these economic resources or factors of production are within the hands of the what we call as the households, no? Mga household, no? Then we're going to look at the relationship of these households towards the firms, no? The firms of how they interact with each other, right? That's why I have a video regarding the circular flow of economic activity, me trying to explain the relationship between the household and the firm, right? And that's very significant because you must understand the relationship going on between the two, right? Now, after that, microeconomics, no, we're going to discuss what we call as the macroeconomics, right? So macroeconomics pertains to a bigger perspective, right? A bigger perspective because within macroeconomics, we can see there microeconomics. Now, if we're going to talk about macroeconomics, we're talking about the whole Philippine archipelagic economy, right? Now, if we're talking about macroeconomics, it focuses merely on the economic policy. So, it's particularly on the aggregate units of the economy. So, pag sinabi nating macroeconomics po, siya ay nakatuon po, nakafocus siya sa sinasabi nating economic policy, no? Na kung saan it particularly refers to what we call as the aggregate units of the economy. Kaya pag sinabi nating economic policy, it pertains to three categorization, ano? We have the monetary policy, we have the fiscal policy, and we have the trade policy, right? So, monetary policy, fiscal policy, and trade policy. Those three policies under the economic policy are very, very significant to understand. Kung sino man yung magiging leader of this country, they must understand those three economic policies. Now, if we're going to talk about monetary policy refers to what we call as the concept, no, which revolves around monetary policy. It refers to the monetary supply, no? It refers to the monetary supply within our economy. Now, in terms of monetary supply, we have what we call as how does this monetary currency will enter the economy, no? How are they being accumulated? So this pertains to what we call as the concept of savings and investment. Now, in monetary policy, we have what we call as savings first, no? So when someone saves, no, saves in a bank, no, in a banking institution, pag nag-save siya, yung pera po will not flow doon sa economy because it will be saved. It will be held up by that bank. So what the bank will do is that the bank will make an investment, no? So from saving to investment. Through investment, we can see that the money, yung pera po na naiimpok at ininvest ng bangko sa isang business, ang mangyayari niyan, papasok na naman siya sa ating circular flow of economic activity. So papasok siya ron upang magamit, no, sa mga napakahalagang proyekto, no, or projects or program, right? So that is the reason why if you're going to save, it must be invested. Once you save in a bank, it will be automatically invested, right? So that is what is happening in what we call as monetary policy. Especially monetary policy, it is governed because this power is delegated, no? The president delegates the power in terms of looking at the matter of money supply. I-delegate niya to dito sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. That's why the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, we have a governor. May gobernador po ang Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas na siyang mangangasiwa in terms of monetary supply. Kasi if we will not monitor the monetary supply, it is very dangerous for our economy because we might have a problem like a hyperinflation or a stagflation, right? So ito pong inflation na to, I have a topic, one topic for inflation, no? I will make a video regarding inflation. Kasi po, kaya po nandiyan itong monetary policy to combat, no, yung ating inflation. Para not to combat but to monitor, no? Kasi in terms of inflation, dapat ang inflation natin it must be average or not higher, no? Not higher than the usual. So if this is the average, it can be leveled up, but not too much higher, right? Kasi pag itinaas po natin ng sobra tong inflation rate natin, it will become hyperinflation. It will be called as hyperinflation already. And hyperinflation po is very difficult to combat, no? Sobrang taas, no? Sobrang taas po ng mga what do you call that? Presyo na ng mga bilihin. Alright? Now, in terms of stagflation naman, hindi rin maganda yung manatili po yung ating inflation rate in a stagnant level, alright? Like what happened, I think the year 2018 or 19, our inflation rate is only 1.8% inflation rate. So the target of the Philippine government is to increase it to at least 2% inflation rate. But what happened is because of the pandemic, no, nagkaroon tayo ng higher than 2% inflation rate. It became 4%. Naging 4% po yung ating inflation rate because of the pandemic. So that is actually it's not a problem, it's all right kasi nga yan ang gusto ng mga investors, no? Yan ang gusto ng mga investors na magkaroon tayo ng inflation rate which is higher than the average, right? So that the investors will profit, no? They will profit from it. At para makapag-invest dito at mabigyan ng trabaho yung ating mga kababayang Pilipino. So that is why po. That is under monetary policy, right? That is under po monetary policy. Okay? So the next is we're going to talk about the fiscal policy, right?